Welcome back to the Neutral Zone. I'm your host, Danny LaCrosse. So the Stanley Cup Playoffs is in session, 2017 Stanley Cup Playoffs. The second round finished last night. And so today we got my boy, Mike Payne, and we got a special guest today, my best friend, my cousin, Mike Lombardi.
How you doing today?
Great to have you on here. It's an honor.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get into it. But first off, let's recap about the Boston Bruins because this is a Boston Bruins show. Let's recap on the first round of the Boston Bruins. Your thoughts on the first round against Ottawa Senators? Lay it on me.
Well, I think they played a great series, to be honest. Even though we lost, that's tough. But we went the limit, and Tuukka played great. Thought the young guys Chubby Charlie picked it up a little bit, and they held their own. I loved it. I mean, it was entertaining. It's sad they lost, but what can you do? You can't be winners every year. I didn't expect them to even make the playoffs, I guess, this year. They didn't make it the past 2 years. So
yeah, I was pleasantly pleased with how they came out playing that series with devastated by injuries, losing players like Krejci in the series, Torrey Krug. I thought younger players stepped up, played a big role. The emergence of the second coming, Charlie McAvoy.
Yeah,
love him.
He really gave me a lot of hope for next season, and even though they lost, I'm just mad that we couldn't see more hockey.
Yeah, there was a lot of injuries during the playoffs. Like you said, Torrey Krug, David Krejci, Brandon Carlo,
huge,
and so on and so forth. And also, you mentioned Charlie McAvoy making his NHL debut, bringing on a little bit of fire for his first NHL playoff experience. By the way,
he's gonna need it.
What'd you think of Charlie McAvoy in his not only his NHL debut but his playoff debut?
I think it was great. He showed phenomenal poise. You watch him on the power play, you watch him control the puck. Like all his passes, they're just crisp passes hitting people on the tape. He pinches along the boards when it comes down. He's not afraid. I know the game one, the second goal they scored that won him the game was all Charlie McAvoy pinching in on the boards, keeping the play alive.
Making sacrifices.
That's awesome to see from a young kid like that poise to do that. And I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah, see, I mean, a rookie coming in like that, you expect him to make mistakes. And when he showed up and he was just, like he said, crisp passes, he was in sync with everybody. He did his job way better than I thought, and I think more than everybody thought, to be honest. And you can't help but be excited for this kid coming up. And I heard there's another Eric Forsback at Carlson. He's coming up, and he was pretty good. He played one game for us in the playoffs, but still, Chubby Charlie, man, he's got a hell of a shot. He can shoot it from anywhere. Doesn't matter. He's awesome.
All right. So moving forward, do you think the front office is going to keep Bruce Cassidy? I know right now there's really not much to look for in the offseason. I think Bruce Cassidy did a wonderful job throughout the second half of the season. He stepped up. He made the Bruins better than they were in the beginning of the season. I think that, I believe that he can make another run next year and maybe go into a second round of the NHL 2018 playoffs. What do you think the front office, such as Cam Neely and general manager John Sweeney, are going to do? Do you think they're going to keep him?
So I don't mean to correct you, but they have come out and named him the 28th Bruins head coach in history. So he will be back next year as the head coach. I'm excited about it. It's something he's earned. I believe they were 18-8 after him taking over. Yep. That's incredible. Where I was totally negative, I thought that moving on from Claude was a bad decision. He really changed my mind on a lot of things. So I'm glad that they're sticking with him, and I can't wait to see what they have next year.
And he's also quoted for saying he hates the Canadians, so that makes it way better.
Agreed.
And now, I hope if the NHL knew what they were doing, they would put Montreal in Boston for the first game of the season and have a duel. That'd be awesome. That
would actually be pretty awesome. That would be a great first game.
Ratings through the roof, I tell you.
Yeah,
listen to me.
That would be a great, that would be a great, start of the season. So yeah, you think so? obviously, definitely Bruce Cassidy coming back, making another run. Hopefully, we'll see better potential in the beginning of next season instead of halfway through the season. What do you not just Bruce Cassidy, but what do you think the front office has to do? Do they change anything? Do they change it a little? Do you get a new defense? Do you get a new offense? What do you guys input, or what do you know that I don't know actually?
So I definitely think that the Bruins are going to look to make a youth movement here. I think you're going to see Jake DeBrusk come up. I think you're going to see Forsbacher Carlson slide into that third line center. I think you're going to see Ryan Spooner either phased out or picked up by Las Vegas in the expansion draft. As far as defense, I'd like to see Chara finish off the final year on his contract with Carlo, maybe on a second line, reduce his minutes because I think he could still be effective. Depending on how the expansion draft goes and who we protect and who we lose, I'd like to see Colin Miller there next year. I'd hate to lose him. I don't know if they're going to protect him. I don't know if they're handcuffed in that situation. But I think McAvoy's got to play pair one minutes. And I think I wouldn't mind seeing Krug up there with him. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be one crazy.
I think that's going to be a fantastic power play duo come next year.
Great puck moving defenseman right there.
If they do go get somebody, I think it's going to be tough to find a top pair defenseman, but if you can find it to play with McAvoy, I think that'd be huge. And then I think the youth movement's going to come up and fill the bottom six. Anders Bjork, a prospect that they have. He didn't sign at the end of the year, but he's a big potential prospect for that left wing second line that they desperately need.
You know who was a huge disappointment in the playoffs to me? Ryan Spooner. And I think he might be, I was hearing talks of Kevin Miller or even Colin Miller getting moved in the expansion draft. But I personally think they should move Spooner because he didn't show anything even after when Claude left. He got a little bit better for a couple days, like a couple games, and that's it. So I wouldn't mind seeing him move. I like those two at defenseman. Kevin Miller had a great year. I mean, he showed offensive skills that I never saw from him.
No, I agree. Late in the season in the playoffs, Kevin Miller stepped it up, and it makes it a hard decision to see who you want to protect, either Colin Miller or Kevin Miller.
So personally, I'd like to see Spooner go because I haven't seen a whole lot from him in the past year or two, and it's another forward we can just pick up another one.
I agree.
I feel like there's a couple of people that I can see pretty much going. I don't know what your opinions are on it. I didn't even see Jimmy Hayes even in the lineup through the end of the season.
Thank God.
Yeah, no, I think they sent him home early.
Yeah.
Matt Bolesky.
Back to Dorchester. See you later.
Matt Bolesky, I wouldn't mind moving on, but I think he does have a contract going on. I don't personally know, but yeah, I would like to see some change, especially with someone like Jimmy Hayes. So yeah. So I think, the front office definitely has to do some work. I wasn't disappointed at all as I was in the beginning of the season because, they turned around. They made the playoffs. They made hockey the rest of the season fun to watch. Like you said, Mike, I think the fans need to be more into the game than, like we said on the podcast,
trust me.
Than being on their phone and tweeting and social media. If you're going to be at the TD Garden rooting for your Boston Bruins, please pay attention to the game. Be supportive. Fans are a big part of the game, and it's great that you're there. We get it. You're there, exciting, but pay attention to the game.
I was there for Game 3 of the playoffs, and I got to tell you, it was electric in there that night.
Yeah.
When they went down 3-0, and then got a quick one on a tip, and then Backus came in, scored a quick one.
My
and
boy
then
Pasta came through.
When Pasta ever tied it,
came through.
The place was jumping. I mean, there wasn't one person sitting in their seat. So I agree with what you said. I think that's a regular season problem that they need to work out. But when it was playoffs, the fans were there.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. When I went 2 times this year, just kids on the jumbotron dabbing, businessmen in their suits and ties, drinking beers, not paying attention to the game. And me, I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, and I can't get anyone going. I try starting chants. Nothing.
No, I was definitely
Nothing.
I was definitely there with you.
Oh, yeah.
We were all, me, you, and the crew were all there. It's, it's tough nowadays because you got the social media, you got distractions going on. It's
All the phones.
It's tough. I'd just say put the phone, in the car or in your pocket.
Leave it on silent.
Leave it on silent. I gotta text your girlfriend later. But
She knows what time the game ends.
yeah. All right. All right. Final thing of the Boston Bruins, and then we'll get into the playoffs. But let's talk about Tuukka Rask's performance. I have mixed thoughts about it. I'll be honest. I thought the Bruins could do it. I seriously did not want Ottawa Senators moving on to the next round. Now they're on to the next round, Eastern Conference Finals, which is, pretty bummer for me. But
Yeah.
what do you think of Tuukka Rask and his Stanley Cup run?
So I'm the wrong person to ask because I am done with Tuukka Rask. Like, I hate his attitude.
Oh, me too.
I hate everything about it. I hate how he shows up for games one night and then doesn't show up for the next three. But at the same time, it's going to be tough. It's tough to go out and replace him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can try, but the draft picks that you made at the goaltender position, like Malcolm Subban, and nothing's really panned out there.
Yeah.
Maybe Zane McIntyre might pan out.
He looked
I mean,
decent at least for a
he's
couple
decent.
games.
I can see him being a good backup, but
No, he's not a starter.
I mean, without Tuukka, I don't see where you can go get a number one.
I'm disappointed.
Unless you trade it.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed in him. I mean, he's had, like you said, he'll play great for a game, and then he'll take a couple nights off. Or, the last game of the season past 2 years, he just won't show up. He'll be sick. Like, what kind of leadership is that in the locker room when your starting goaltender, who you're supposed to lean on, is now sick with the flu or something crazy out of nowhere? It's because he can't get out there and face his nerves, I think. And he's getting paid as a top 3, top 5 goalie in the league.
Yeah,
he hasn't lived up to that. I mean, maybe that's why.
And if you saw that last goal in Game 6, I don't know if you guys
Oh,
saw the
I
picture of
saw
it, how
it.
far out of the net he was.
Oh,
and
yeah.
how he was taking a bunch of crap for that. And,
But see, that's the first time he did that, I think, all series long.
Right.
But then, of course, when he does it, like he used
Right,
to do
it's-
in the regular
it
season,
sucks, yeah.
it's a goal every time.
I mean, it's easy to point that out when that's the goal that ends the series. But
Yeah.
I mean,
It's tough.
that just got me mad.
Yep.
No, I totally agree, and it has been an issue in the past. This is not the first time he's done it in the
No.
playoffs.
Correct.
It's a repeating issue, like you said. Both of you said, Mike, you said numerous times about him being sick, taking a day off.
I just hate his attitude in like the post games and stuff.
Not a
Like,
leader.
he's
He's not a leader.
Yeah.
There was Ben Bishop who
Yeah.
was shopped around this year, and apparently Dallas just traded for him from L.A., which that would have been great if we
that
could have
would've
made a
been
move.
huge.
Tuukka for him, I think that would have been fair.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens next season. Maybe Bruce Cassidy sees something in Tuukka Rask. Maybe he won't. Hopefully, this opens the eyes to someone, either coach, front office. Something's got to happen. I definitely think Tuukka Rask can't be doing this repeated issue. You got to be out there to win. You got to want to win. You got to want that Lord Stanley.
Oh,
Or win any game. But let's move on to the 2017 Stanley Cup Playoffs. So the second round officially finished up last night. So we have Edmonton Oilers lost to the Anaheim Ducks. Ducks are moving on to the Western Conference Finals. And then also last night, Washington Capitals, another year again, has not made it to the semifinals.
Meant to be Ovechkin.
I can't.
You're not a
I
two-way
can't-
hockey
oh,
player,
I can't
Ovechkin.
love
Pittsburgh
that
moving
more.
on to the next round.
I can't love it more, to be honest.
What do you think of this? I'm not an Ovechkin fan. You've heard me numerous of times. I'm excited for the Pittsburgh Penguins to move on again, make another run. But what do you think? What'd you think of if you catched it at all last night? I know the Celtics were on last night, but what are your thoughts on Game 7?
So, personally, I'm an Ovechkin I love him. I love the player, but he just can't. He doesn't. I love his skills, I should say, because the player, he's tough. He's one of the only grinders left in the game that can score from anywhere and hit everyone with all his might and gets the puck, always battles, except in the defensive zone. Right. And that's a big downfall for him, and that's why they don't win. That's why they're the best team every year for the past 3 years in the regular season, and they choke harder than the San Jose Sharks. It is terrible.
It's honestly come down to like the curse of Ovechkin. Like I look at the Washington Capitals lineup this year,
It's been
and
12
I'm like,
years.
how is this team not in the Eastern? They went out and got Shattenkirk at the deadline, which just put them over the top. Like they could run 4 lines better than anybody, and all their pairs of Ds were solid, and they couldn't even make the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I honestly,
laughable.
It's the curse of Ovechkin, is what it is.
It's funny because they also had Pittsburgh also had a shutout. They couldn't even get a goal on net.
I know.
12 years in a row, Ovechkin hasn't made it past the second round. Yeah. Think about that. 12 years Ovechkin's been in the league.
This was like his year.
I heard on the radio they might be shopping people around this year. I doubt they'll ever get rid of him, but who knows?
Your boy Marc-Andre Fleury was in last night.
Oh, yeah. Enough with him. Matt Murray should be playing. He got hurt, all right? He led them to the Cup last year. Fleury's a flop. Get him out. I'm also glad Lundqvist is out, too. Get him out of here. Yeah. See you later.
Oh, man. I laughed so hard.
Oh, I can't take it. I can't take him. Either of them. Get them out. Too pretty of a name. So,
another topic to talk about. Oh, man, I was laughing so hard. I'm hurting. Nashville swept the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm stunned. This is another year that the Blackhawks are out again. My second favorite team. They got stars. They got Payne. They got Taves. They got Coach Joe Quenneville. They got Corey Crawford. I don't know what's up with this team. They just can't get into the third round at least.
Well, it seems like they get rid of players, bring them back, get rid of them again, they maybe bring them back. I mean, they've won 3 cups. I'm not saying their reign's over, but getting swept by Nashville, what are you doing, man? You got Patrick Kane, who they scored 2 goals all series long, the whole team. 2 goals in 4 games. That's ridiculous. I've never seen that from any team like that. They're such a powerhouse. They're like Washington, but I think they're better. But I don't know. I didn't like it.
So I mean, you really got to look at what's wrong in Chicago right now, and you could make the argument that it's coaching. Unfortunately, with Joe Quenneville, which is he's probably one of he's top 3 coaches in the league in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, 2 years in a row, early exits from this team is just unacceptable. And if I was the GM out in Chicago, I would take a look at this situation and be like, okay, how did we lose 2 years in a row? What's going on here? What's going wrong?
There'll be some changes for sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a big name leaving or coming in. Whatever they can do, there's going to be a big change.
There's definitely going to be.
Listen, if Quenneville leaves, I want him in Boston.
Oh, absolutely.
Bad.
I'd take him any day.
I'd trade half the team for him.
There's definitely going to be some. I know there's going to be some talk for the front office in Chicago. I think there's going to be some changes you'll see in the offseason and coming into the 2017-2018 season. I couldn't believe it. And Nashville's in the Eastern Conference. They beat
Western Conference.
Western Conference. Yes. I'm sorry, Western Conference. They played.
Who are you talking about? Nashville?
Yeah, Nashville. Yeah.
They beat Chicago.
Yeah, they beat Chicago.
And then they just. Now I'm blanking too.
Yeah, I'm blanking too. But anyways, they're in the Western Conference Finals with Anaheim. Anaheim made a run last night. Let's talk about the Anaheim game real quick. I know Edmonton, young team, talented. I thought after the first period they're bound to win and go into the Western Conference Finals, but I got blindsided. I didn't see those 2 goals coming. What did you think about if you caught that game? I know it was a late game.
You texted me last night who's going to win, and of course I'm going to go with my Ducks 9 times out of 10, 11 times out of 10. How about that? Even though Connor McDavid is a great young player, I love watching the kid play. It is ridiculous. And, I mean, for TV ratings, it would have been nice to have Edmonton in there instead of Anaheim, but it is what it is. Anaheim just looked good. Getzlaf and Scory Perry, my favorite. And you know who was playing good for Anaheim is Jakob Silfverberg. Watch out for him. He's going to score a lot of more goals in his career. He's a good young player. I love Anaheim.
Yeah.
Quack, quack, quack.
Me too. They got something that you can't teach, and that's size.
Yep.
So I'm surprised that series actually went 7 games because I thought Anaheim was going to run the table maybe in 5 or 6 games. But I think it speaks volumes to like the kind of player that Connor McDavid's becoming, and he's there and he's ready to take the next step. And
he's a
all
leader.
you got to do is surround him with a few more pieces.
That's it.
And
Yeah, you see that Edmonton's a young team, and you think just thinking throughout like the postseason, saying, it's all right if they don't make it. They're a building team. They got another year. They got a couple of years in order to get up there. But they showed some talent. They made it to Game 7, like you said, Payne. They were a talented team, and it was a great game to watch. Even though I fell asleep, but it was a great game. It was a great game to watch, and it's been a while since Anaheim's been in the Western Conference Finals. What was the last time they won the Cup? Like 07?
07.
Yeah.
07, yeah.
I remember that. Where did they play? New Jersey?
I believe so.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
I just remember Teemu Solani was on the team. He was my favorite
Finnish
player.
Flash,
the
baby.
Finnish Flash. Love him. Love him. One of my favorite all-time players. The old school helmet all the
Jofa
time.
helmet, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I remember that, but I just remember them playing New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
So predictions on what's going to happen in the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals. So you got Eastern Conference, Ottawa and Pittsburgh, and then Nashville and Anaheim.
Mike, who do you got? Because I know who I got. We disagreed a little bit off there before, so I want to hear what you got.
Let's start off with the Western Conference real quick.
Who do I have coming out of the West?
Yeah, and explain why too.
That's a tougher one for me, but I would take probably Nashville, based on I think defense and goaltending win series, and I think that they have a better goaltender and defense.
Yep.
Than
Pekka Rinne is playing out of his mind. I mean, they've won. I mean, they swept Chicago. They're on that high. They played a great series, great second round. I'm gonna go, even though it's against my Ducks. I'm gonna go Ducks in the West, just because.
Who you got in the East?
Ask him.
I have Pittsburgh coming out of the East.
You have Ottawa?
I mean, based on this, watching the Pittsburgh Penguins right now, it just brings me flashbacks of last year, and I'm like, it's happening again. Like, here they come again. Like, this is exactly what they did last year.
One difference.
I don't see Ottawa stopping him, and unfortunately, if they get in the Stanley Cup, I don't see anyone beating Pittsburgh.
Unfortunately, you said it earlier. What's his name? Who's that goalie?
Marc-Andre Fleury?
Yeah, see, that's the problem with me, is that Erik Karlsson's just going to tear him apart. I know he has a broken foot, everybody. I know that, but no, I think Ottawa can really make this a Series A. And if Crosby gets hit once, he's done. See you later. I know he already went into the boards again. He hit his head first. But I'm telling you, Marc-Andre Fleury, that's the name you're going to remember when they get eliminated.
So final two for you is Ottawa and
Ottawa against Anaheim, which is terrible for ratings, I guess. But, I think that's
Pittsburgh and Nashville, the opposite.
Yep.
Pittsburgh and Nashville. All right, so here are my thoughts. I think Pittsburgh's going to play in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, my God. I don't want to hear it.
It's a good choice.
Another year. Another year. Mikey Sullivan, great coach.
Thank you, Marshall product.
Hey, he was the Bruins coach for a little bit.
Yeah, he was.
I just think he knows how to coach this team. Throughout last year when they brought him up, he had chemistry with these guys, and it's working. It's working again, and I can see them coming with another cup, and maybe I'll win the bracket challenge. I don't know. And then for
one can only hope.
Yeah. And Western Conference Finals, I got quack quack Ducks.
Thank you.
I just don't think.
It's a childhood thing.
I
Dan.
just-
Come on, it's just because we love the Ducks. That's it.
I also
Honestly,
that's
growing
all.
up on those movies, I want to pick them too.
Yeah, I know.
Just don't see
Yeah,
it
I know.
right now.
I just that's it.
I want to put on that jersey right now. Is what I
I'm
wanna
about to
do.
wear this hat over here.
I
right?
also I don't think Nashville has it in them. It's Nashville. I don't know.
Yeah,
PK
it's
Subban.
weird to say. Like I was hearing on the radio earlier, it's just weird to say Nashville against Anaheim. That's just like, what is this hockey year become?
People in Nashville are going to rally behind their Predators.
Oh, they will.
Here
we
They're
go.
loud over there. They're
Yeah.
loud. I'll tell you that.
I think it's you guys are right. It's a childhood thing.
It is. That's what it is with me. I can't go against them.
I can't go against them either. Go Ducks. So, fun fact: yesterday was May 10th, 47th anniversary of when Bobby Orr flew against St. Louis in the 1970 Stanley Cup Finals. I wanted to bring that up, but we're gonna wrap it up tonight. Guys, want to come back, finish after the Stanley Cup Finals? Give your thoughts and
I'll be
what's going to
here.
happen in the
Absolutely.
front office next year.
Taking Quinny's job.
Hopefully Quinny comes back. I know he's studying hard. Quinny, get back here as soon as possible. So I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Mike Payne, everybody,
Thanks for having me.
and special guest Mike Lombardi. Mike, we
Thank
would love
you.
to have you back. Maybe we'll have you back next episode.
Whenever you want me.
So I'm your host, Danny LaCrosse. Go Sox, go Celtics, go Ducks, because the Bruins are not in the playoffs anymore.
Love it.
Walk in the bees game, all I see is
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
yeah, my hat's blue and red, but my jersey's all
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
I'm from a town where it's sports over everything.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.